Hi everyone and welcome to week 6. This is Susan. I am here with a brief introduction to your new project, which is a campaign proposal. First thing I want to say about the campaign proposal is that I really have really simplified the template that we're going to use. Okay, you should feel free to definitely make this fancier, to add some more detail if you want. You don't have to do a complete content calendar for the whole campaign, but you can. So this is one campaign or one project where I tell students you really can make of this what you want. You can do the basics, and you'll see in the student samples, the lift is pretty basic. I thought the timeline one could have even been like a little bit better and more specific, but it's basic, but it gets the job done. And that, you'll get an A. And then if you want to make it fancier and do something more like the Two-Faced, you'll do a slide deck instead. Or if you're working in social media and you have a certain way that you like to do proposals, that's really fine with me. I can't share. There are some student proposals that have been done, like for students who do work in social media for real companies. I can't share those because some of the students are or they're on in the BSMS program, and they have a co-op, and they might have a non-disclosure, so I can't share any of those internal to those. So, but you have a lot of leeway. This is, again, it's a basic template. You're just going to do a campaign. The idea is that this is a standalone campaign. You would be proposing it like to your social media manager or to a client. Like, okay, we want to do this for this special promotion. So you're going to do special campaign promotions, obviously for like new product rollouts, seasonal items. Christmas is like Thanksgiving and Christmas are pretty much, and most companies really can squeak something out for Valentine's Day, right? Even Dunkin' Donuts does a Valentine's Day thing. And, so you might want to you might tease it, and then, a couple days before it starts, start thinking about it. Then as it gets closer to the actual Valentine's Day or St. Patrick's Day. So holidays make great promotional tie-ins. Some companies and brands have seasonal items, like, McDonald's has the Shamrock Shake. Starbucks has tons of seasonal stuff. But let me say this, you don't have to stick with your brand. You don't have to stick with your organization. You can completely do something completely new. You could do something for your job that you have right now, or an idea that you want to put forth. So really, it's up to you. Normally, I would also give the option of teaming up if we were face to face. I don't necessarily think that teaming up is necessarily great for people who are, graduate level. You guys are like working constantly, and I don't know. I think, when we do face-to-face, I give a lot of class time to work on the proposal together. So my thinking is, I think it's really easier for everybody to do just a simpler campaign on their own. Over here in your template section, and let me say very clearly, you are not doing any other report or anything on this page. These are just here as an FYI. Like, how would you maybe do a social media quarterly report? How would you maybe do an influencer brief? We're not going to have time to do an influencer brief, but you could. There's templates here. So these are really for your information. These look like repeats. What happened there? Anyway, I'll get rid of this. But so the only ones that you need to use are these, okay? Unless you want to do something that's a little different. And again, I'm happy you can glam it up. You can use anything else that you want. You just have to really cover the basics. And the basics are, what is the campaign proposal? Why do you think it will be good? Why do you think it will be good for this brand? Hold on, I have to yell at my husband. I just yelled at him to keep quiet, and he can hear me. That was really fun. Okay. Anyway, as he gets closer, I will yell at him. Okay, so you can just use this. You definitely have to make this you're going to have to tailor the colors to your brand or organization. You're going to have to add obviously some visual appeal, subheads. And then there's a content calendar. Here's one from our text. There are other ones below. You should certainly feel free to choose a different. Like the co-schedule has a pretty good one. There's a couple other ones around here, so, but this one's pretty basic. The content calendar is just where you're going to schedule your posts. Some people like, get pretty you can get pretty fancy in-house where you actually are like really have, it's almost like a whole slide presentation for the campaign, and that's like really looks awesome, but obviously we're not going to be doing that. The one thing we are going to be doing in our campaign, not this week, we'll look at this next week, is you're going to do a photo contest. You're going to have like a user-generated photo contest, and you're going to create this via Wishpond. So instead of just creating like, sort of a fake post, you'll actually have something that you could embed onto your blog to keep that there as a sample. The other thing I want to say is your blog actually could make a good platform for doing your campaign. If you really think about it, it's really going to be, the whole idea is that you are, it's chunky and it's scannable. Obviously, I'm sort of shocked that I have to tell people this, not to be, snarky, but I've actually had people leave in, insert, like leave in the directions. This is a real world report. You don't leave in directions, okay? You have your overview or your introduction, and you're like, this proposal outlines the strategy and tactics for blah, 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 St. Patrick's Day, whatever, okay? And then just have a rationale of the campaign, and mention your audit results or the competition if it's relevant. You don't have to, because some people are switching. And then this is just a brief overview. This is to engage our customers through our social media channels. And again, like if there's going to be like a product rollout or something, you're not just going to have stuff happening on social media. Like, you're going to have different things happeing, that you're going to be coordinating with the marketing team. So this is just for the social media piece of it. And then the most important thing right away is to establish, well, what are our goals, right? And this is what you're going to do for you'll be doing your readings. And this is how we establish our goals. We want to use SMART goals. They are, simple, measurable. Oh gosh, I can't ever remember what they all mean. Timely, I think is one. Anyway, it's all in the text, and it's pretty common. Like, a lot of you probably already work with SMART goal models. So, in other words, really, it has to be really simple and it has to be measurable. Okay, so it's not like we're just going to, make a big splash on social media. Is not specific and measurable. So you want to have something like, increase our overall engagement during the campaign by, it should be something pretty reasonable. Like usually like a brand, sometimes like for some of the Black Lives Matter content, we've seen brands like tripling their engagement. And so a lot of times you will see them doubling their engagement during a week, especially if it's a contest with a prize. So you could even say, like, I think you could even double, your social media traffic or engagement, and, and then some of your goals will be happening off of social media. You want to drive a certain, amount of traffic to your website, for conversions. So a conversion will be getting a certain number of people to enter a contest. So you're never going to have one goal with a campaign. So you want to look at the goal, and then you want to actually state what the performance metric is over here. These are the KPIs, key performance indicators. So that would be, the number of backlinks to your website. It would be the number of comments and likes and shares, like that, basic engagement stuff, how many people entering a contest and all that. So go through the readings. Just, it's pretty common sense actually, but there are just certain metrics that you really want to look at, through your social media. And then here we're going to come down here. So your target audience is, who are your customers? Like, who are your customers? And then, okay, so for, H&M or a fashion brand, it's going to be, your target audience are, women who are going to be excited about your clothes, or it could be a men's, new cologne coming out. And then, so where your target audience, and then where are they on social media? So if it's, Generation Z or millennials, it's going to be, your channel strategy would be, your main one would be Instagram. So I would say choose like 2. Normally you might do 3 or even more, but for this, just because you're doing it by yourself, you could just do 2, Instagram, and then do like a Twitter or Facebook, Snapchat, depending on your brand. And then you want to include, you know, the icons, make it look nice, number of followers, what is the posting schedule that you're going to follow based on best practices. Your content strategy is, you know, like, you know, we're going to start out announcing the contest. We're going to promote the contest in the middle. So the contest really could be the centerpiece or just could be an add-on to the campaign. It's really up to you and depending on, you know, what it is. Like what would be the kickoff post? You know, will there be a video? Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to do a video. So when you go to, you know, put a video on your content calendar, you would just briefly describe the content. So it would be like, you know, behind the scenes at, you know, blah, blah, blah fashion show. That would be the video, like the description. And then what would be the caption? And so we'll work on that later. So that's the actual content will be, you're going to pick one platform, like Instagram, I guess, if that's your main one. You're going to write 5 posts, 5 days. So it might be, yeah, it's just like a demo. Really, it's not all the content. It would just be like, here's what we're doing, and then you would adapt a couple of days for your secondary channel. So you can use the same artifacts like images or video, but then changing up the caption. Now, again, if you want to do more, do more. Do a whole content calendar. Make it super splashy. It's up to you. Okay, so my message here is do a basic and you can get an A, do something super splashy and you can still get an A. The point is that if you really feel like this is going to help you in your portfolio, then you can go bigger. Okay, so you have my permission to overdo it. And then your content calendar, which we'll get into more in more detail in week 7. Okay, and then in week 6, if you do the readings, you have to do the readings. You're not going to understand the KPIs. And they're not hard. You just have to be aware of what they are. And then what you want to do, I would go through the hashtag holidays and the holidays from the calendar. Holidays are great campaign ideas. And then what you're going to do is you're going to post your campaign idea on your the wiki. The wiki is very similar to the discussion board, and Lauren's already up here. And basically the thing that's really good about this is you can come back in and just edit your own content. And then next week she can add more when we start working on content. So it kind of just keeps it all together. So she's describing it. And then a lot of the purpose of this is that she'll be able to use, this is very detailed. Lauren loves detail, and I love that Lauren loves detail. I'm not necessarily expecting this much detail yet. But again, the more you write now, the less you're going to write later probably. So and then she has her SMART goals and her KPIs. And then when you actually put them into your campaign, you'll put those in. I prefer the table. I like to have, here's the goal, here's how we're going to measure it. Because normally, well, not normally, but I think we used to see them more and more. Like it would be the goals up front. And we see this a lot. We used to see this a lot in PR planning as well. Like the goals would be up front, and then the evaluation would be at the very end. And it was very disconnected. And it's really better, especially if you're doing the SMART goals, which are, you know, that they're actually, you know, they're simple, they're attainable. You know, like you're not going to get, 1 million shares. Like, no, that's not going to happen. So don't do that. So yeah, so you want to sort of be laying this out here. This way I can see it as you're doing it. You can get some feedback from your classmates on your ideas and your SMART goals. And yeah, so that is what you're going to be posting. And then you are going to reply. You can do the replying same way. Comment down there, just a brief comment. And next week we will. So you're going to outline your idea and your SMART goals. You never have one goal. Most campaigns will have at least like 3 or 4, because it's always going to be increase engagement, right? Create excitement and engagement around the new product. You know, sort of, you know, extend our brand on social media. You know, it's always going to be one of your goals. So you're always going to have a couple, and you want to make sure you're looking at the conversions. Like, what do you really want people to do? Remember, social media is often about getting somebody off of social media and, you know, over to the website or into the store using a coupon, that kind of thing. Okay, so week 7 we'll work on some content and the photo contest. It'll be fun, hopefully not horrible. Working your listicle. I'll be getting your blogs back to you with comments for revisions, and that's it. So reach out with questions, and I will talk to you guys soon.